Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the ChaddyTheChump channel, and today we are going to be talking about the pretty big Netflix show this weekend in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tyson Fury versus Arslanbek Mahkmudov, and a good co-main event in Benn versus Regis Prograis. I'm going to be attending this card. I'm very excited for it. There's a lot of questions that are going to be answered on the night, such as, has Tyson Fury, still got it? Is he, a top 5 heavyweight, or is he completely gone? Right, we're going to be talking about that. Is Benn really that good? Is he really at world level? And what will his reception be going into the stadium? Because last time out, it was very loud. It was very, pro Benn crowd. This time, I'm not sure, but we're going to be talking about it all, including the undercard. So let's get right into it. Alright, so we'll talk about Tyson Fury versus Arslanbek Mahkmudov. First of all, now this fight sort of seems as, a warm-up fight for Tyson Fury, but it isn't fully a warm-up fight, right? Mahkmudov is going to be a live opponent in that ring. Mahkmudov coming off of a win against Dave Allen in Sheffield, which was a pretty solid win. Yeah, right, don't get me wrong, Dave Allen is no world beater, but it was an alright win, right? It's an alright win. Mahkmudov is not the greatest heavyweight fighter of all time, but he's definitely gonna be in there, gonna be trying to go for a win, because a win changes his life forever, 100%. And in terms of Tyson Fury, well, the Tyson Fury that fought Usyk a year ago or so, even more than a year ago, it's been quite a while now, around 16 months since he last was in the ring against Usyk in that rematch in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. If he's like that, if he's like how he was in those fights, he'll win this fight easily. He'll win this fight easily because he was great. But 16 months is a long time to be out of the ring, especially when you are, kind of the end of your career, the older age, like 37, I think that's around what his age is quite old, right? And, he is on the way out, but there's probably still a few more, unless he loses to Mahkmudov, and then it is probably over. So, somewhat of a risky fight to take for Tyson Fury, because if he loses, there is no Anthony Joshua fight. There is no, maybe world heavyweight title shot. There is none of that if he loses. Does he? Of course, the front answer is going to be no. But if he's gone, what some people are saying, some, reliable people who don't lie that much in the sport are saying that Tyson Fury is no longer what he was, and then he could get beat. He could get beat. Mahkmudov has got a decent amount of power. Tyson Fury is sort of known to go down in fights, and yes, he is known to get back up, but as you get older, that chin weakens. So, is Tyson Fury going to win? Yes. But is it 100%? Now that is a no, my friend. But it's going to be an interesting one. We're going to see if the big GK is still a very good heavyweight. And if he is, then there's some interesting fights to come. There's the Anthony Joshua fight, which every man and his dog has been asking for the better part of a century. And that's what is on the line here. That fight is on the line, right? Yes, there could be others. Yes, he might fight the winner of this fight here, Wardley Dubois. But really, it's that AJ fight that everyone wants. So we'll have to see on the night. But my prediction is Tyson Fury to win. Will it be by knockout? If he's still got it, it will. if he's a bit weaker, if he's not as good, it might go to decision. I guess we'll have to see on the night. But now let's talk about a very interesting co-main event. So now the co-main event is Conor Benn versus Prograis. And this fight is going to be an interesting one, right? Is Conor Benn really that good? Now, don't get me wrong. Prograis is, he's not like the best at, that 147 sort of weight. It's not actually at 147. It's sort of 150 pound catch weight. So, basically 147, but a bit more leeway for Conor Benn, of course, because Conor Benn's coming down from 160 and being at 160 for a couple of years now. But back to Prograis, he isn't the best at 147. He's lost to the likes of, your Catrals, but he has beat guys, even as of recent Joseph Diaz and guys like that, and he has a pretty decent resume, right? He's fought a lot of world-class fighters like Devin Haney, Josh Taylor, and that was when Josh Taylor was really good. So he isn't a bad fighter. However, there's been rumours of injuries in camp. I don't know how bad these injuries are. Eddie Hearn said they were bad, but I don't really want to believe everything Eddie Hearn says about this fight, of course, since Conor Benn did leave him to join Zuffa Boxing for a mega deal, basically, which was one fight deal, supposedly a one fight deal, which is this fight. Maybe it's more than a one fight deal, I'm not 100% sure, but he's getting paid a lot for this fight in the co-main event. Now, is Conor Benn a world level fighter? Well, if he knocks out Prograis, I will say yes. Prograis would have to look really, really bad for me to believe that Conor Benn is still not proved himself to be a world level fighter if Conor Benn wins by knockout. If it goes to decision, then maybe I'm a bit skeptical. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to find out. Eddie Hearn will be ringside. I'm not sure if he'll be ringside for that fight. Maybe not. He'll definitely be ringside for the main event, though. My prediction is for Conor Benn to win. By knockout depends on Prograis', health on the night. However, I do think Conor Benn will win this fight. I do think that's a certain. I don't think you'd pay Conor Benn this much money for him to lose to Prograis. This is a nice setup for Conor Benn to, get to a higher level. And right now, I do believe he will defeat Prograis. Now we'll talk about a British title fight on the Netflix card, which is Jamie TKV returning to defend his British title against Richard Riakporhe. It's an interesting one, right? TKV coming off of a win to Fraser Clarke. And Richard Riakporhe, on the last fight at Tottenham Hotspur, the last card at Tottenham Hotspur, he got the win against Tommy Welch, but I don't believe Tommy Welch is that good of a fighter. However, he got the win very quickly. This should be interesting. Richard Riakporhe certainly got power, but has he got the skills to beat TKV? I don't think so. I think TKV will rough him up a bit. Did what he did in the Fraser Clarke fight. It could be a knockout, who knows, it depends how Riakporhe reacts to TKV's style, but certainly I do believe TKV will defend his British title. It's a sort of homecoming fight for him, because he is from the area of Tottenham, so it will be interesting, and I do believe TKV will win and retain the British title. And finally, on the main card, the first fight, I'm pretty sure which will be on the main card, Fraser Clarke versus Justice Huni. Now, this fight for me is a massive, massive mismatch. Now, I know Fraser Clarke will probably be getting paid a very decent sum of money to take this fight, or he wouldn't have took it. But I just believe Justice Huni is on another level. I believe Justice Huni is a world level fighter. That performance against Fabio Wardley was a great performance. Of course, getting knocked out in the end was disappointing. Frazer Clarke isn't a Fabio Wardley, right? If Frazer does somehow pull off the win, which for me sounds crazy because I just don't think it'll happen at all, then, you know, big win for Frazer, and maybe he gets another British title fight. But I just believe Huni will outbox Frazer Clarke, right? Maybe not a knockout, maybe later round it could be a knockout, maybe he could drain Frazer Clarke. I'm not sure if it's 10 or 12. If it's 12, we might see a knockout. If it's 10, then probably not. But what I will say is that I do believe this will be a one-sided Justice Huni victory. And that is the full main card talked about for the Netflix card, Fury Mahkmudov at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm looking forward to this one a lot, right? Tottenham stadium fights just in general in the UK are brilliant, right? We're really lucky to be able to get so many stadium fights as of recent, because they're just big, aren't they? They're just the moan, they're everything. And, you know, some people have complained and said, well, it's not that good. But I think it's a great card. I think having Benn on the co-main event elevates this card to a whole new level. Just because, you know, the sort of star power that's on it. And, of course, Fury main eventing. And it will get talked about. And that is an absolute guarantee, whether you like it or not. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, because some things will come out on the fight weekend from my channel, as I will be attending. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.